Being an atheist doesn't mean you get to insult people or judge them because of their religion. If it's unfair of them to judge us because we're atheists, then it's unfair of us to judge them because they are religious. I see this every day on racism and it drives me nuts. Yeah, I hate religion too, but I don't judge a person because they just so happen to believe in a god or a set of gods. I used to believe in a god and was no different than how I'm now. If you think you changed a lot since leaving religion, you're either being delusional or just a sad person. If religion defined you so much you've changed a lot, you're a moron, and atheism is likely doing the same thing, defining you. Religion shouldn't define who anyone is, and neither should atheism define you. My 25+ year relationship with a bridesmaid is over. First, I want to thank everyone who commented on my post. This is an update. You can see the odd post on my account. One of the lingering side effects of the whole hate crime situation is that I have a hard time gauging whether or not I'm being reasonable when I feel like I'm being mistreated. I can't stress this enough. I lost nearly all of my friends in that event, and half of them tried to convince me to drop the case against my assailant. If I didn't have my family, I probably would've, but I rely on them a lot to verify that I'm not crazy. So it was incredibly affirming for so many people to say that my friend's behavior was, in fact, messed up. After I read through all of the comments, I had another conversation with my family. I think, after reading everything, I was more confident and more clearly laid out what exactly was bothering me. And it worked. My mom said she finally understood what was hurting me and suggested I speak with my friend. That my friend's response would give me a lot of info and help me decide how best to proceed. So, I called her. I told her that I've realized that I'm incredibly angry that she slept with my assailant's supporter. I told her that it wasn't about him, but it was about what he represented. A time in my life where, in a single day, I was 1, put in danger, and 2, realized almost none of my friends had any loyalty to me. I told her that, when she initially told me, I thought, and honestly might have said out loud, that I was proud of myself for not expecting loyalty from my friends. That it felt like some kind of growth because you can't expect that from people. But I'm just now realizing how fucked up that is. I should expect loyalty from her, my best friend of 25 years. It should have surprised me that she did that, and it should hurt that she looked me in the eyes and tacitly lied to me by hiding it. I told her the whole thing was incredibly triggering and that I've been processing it ever since she told me a few months ago. Her immediate response was anger. She was angry that I didn't tell her that I was angry when she first told me. She told me we weren't even friends when she slept with my assailant's supporter, which is not true. I was helping her get her social media career off the ground. She told me that she had apologized when she first told me, and she'd apologize again, but that there was nothing else she could do. Finally, she told me that if I couldn't tell her then and there what I needed to get over my anger, she shouldn't be in my bridal party and we should go on a friendship break. The whole conversation lasted less than 11 minutes. I'm blown away by her gall, but not surprised. She turned the whole thing around on me so fast. Babe, I didn't tell you to sleep with him. Also, we are both black, so why are you messing with someone who co-signed a hate crime? But I held my ground, and I don't think she expected that. So, that's that. She might think this is a break, but it's not for me. I went dress shopping over the weekend with my squad, and found my dream dress. I was so happy. The shop owner commented on how much I was laughing. I feel a huge weight off my shoulders, and I'm so excited to marry the love of my life with my nearest and dearest by my side. So thanks again, Reddit, for giving me the push I needed. I've never been so happy that the trash took itself out. I'm tired of hearing how lucky I am. I'm so tired of being told how lucky I am that I don't have kids. My wife and I have been in agreement for a couple years now that we don't want kids. We travel a lot. We have nice things. My wife is starting her master program with a 3.7 GPA soon. All this because we don't have kids. My sil tells us all the time how jealous she is that we went to Mexico last year and we are going to Europe next year and we go to Disney 2 to 3 times a year. My brother and sil have a little girl. Nothing wrong with that. They are pretty good parents and I love my niece. But they chose to get pregnant right after they got married. That was their decision. Sil wants to travel, wants to have nights out with her friends, wants more money, wants to finish school, etc. all the things that we get to do because we chose not to have kids. But I'm fucking tired of it. We aren't lucky. We made this decision. We like sleep, quiet, money, peace, traveling, all things that are almost impossible to achieve with children. My F34 husband. M33 just teached our 6-year son to resolve bullying problems with violence. My husband is Latino. from Para. I've met him when I was 25. We connected immediately. He was a kind and peaceful man. We began a relationship and we eventually got married. After that we had a son, which is the love of my life. That little boy is my all, and we both tried our best to give him the best education we could. Our son really trusts in us. He recently told us that there was a boy that always was annoying him, that he talked to the teacher, but she did nothing more than to ask the bully to stop, which only made the bully to harass our son worse than before. I told him that he doesn't need to worry. I will go and talk personally to the teacher, but my husband took him, sat him on the sofa, and just said mirror, teens Xakarul Lamida, that he had to defend himself when they were alone, and then he tried to proceed to teach our son how to hit someone using his backpack. I stopped him immediately. I told him that I don't want our son to resolve things with violence. He then told me that at least I should let him teach our boy how to defend himself. He then told me that the only thing I'm going to do with talking to the teacher will be making that our son will be harassed even more. I want to believe that school will do something, since there are strict rules about bullying, but the thing is that my son already had the chip of using violence as a last resource. I don't know what I'm going to do if he ends up beating down the other kid. What if he can't control himself? He's a kid, and his dad is already teaching him how to throw close fist punches and using a backpack as a weapon. For now I don't want to talk with my husband. He messed up with this, but I deeply know he deep down has a point. But I suppose our kid is too young to understand the concept of violence. I feel so weird a kid in my school killed himself. It's been 3 days. I can't even describe how I feel. The only people that died in my life so far had been old relatives. It feels so much more different when it's a 17-year-old that I knew. About 2 months ago some students had found drawn pictures of porn of girls in our school in his notebooks and reported him. He was really quiet all the time and got bullied long before I even got in the school, so people knew him as the weird kid, so they also labeled him the pervert. Hez was an upperclassman, so I didn't see him all the time, but I know that everyone in the school, including the staff, ignored him, and girls were scared of him. I don't know if it's just school rumors, but my friends are saying one of the bullies admitted to putting the drawings in his notebook. The school didn't do crap about the porn situation and they aren't doing shit now. I'm going to puke. I'm sorry, none of this makes sense. I guess everyone feels guilty. My boyfriend, 22M, and I, 21F, got the cops called on us for the first time. I think my boyfriend, 22M, and I, 21F, live in an apartment complex on the top floor. A loud banging woke me from my sleep yesterday. I woke my boyfriend up, but it didn't happen again, so we fell asleep. The same banging happened again tonight. I woke him up, told him there was banging again. We both went together, and it was a police officer, 30 ISHM, at our door. Conversation as follows. Cop, I got a call about fighting. Are you guys arguing? BF, no. Cop, are you sure? Me, you just woke us up. Are you sure it was a call to our apartment? Cop, well, I heard talking through the door. BF, that's RTV. Cop, okay. Do you guys have beef with anyone here? BF, no. Cop, okay. Good night. I just have a weird feeling in my gut. Why did I hear this banging yesterday night? Why would the police come to our place twice in a row while we are sleeping? I feel weird, like we did something wrong, or the people who were fighting didn't get the assistance they needed. Can someone explain this? Why would the police show up at 2 in the morning for a call that wasn't ours and then ask if anyone was mad at us? This is my first time living a big city. I know I'm looking too much into it, but the twice in a row thing makes my stomach feel uneasy for some reason. I grew up with parents who got super physical with each other all the time and the cops got involved a lot, so it really is making me panic me. Plus, I'm a little paranoid this could be sketchy. Was the call made for our apartment or just the complex? Did the officer make sure the other couples were okay? I just don't feel right. Has this happened to anyone else? My roommate's mom sad me. I, 24F, used to hang out with the wrong people. I was serving for a few months this year because I had decided to change into a new career, so while studying I needed this job to pay rent. I started drinking more because I'd go out with my co-workers several times a week and they'd do cocaine in front of me. I never once did it, but one time I was close to doing it. I hated being around those types of people. I don't work there anymore, and shortly after I moved back with my parents. Honestly, these past 2 years have also been crazy. I was drinking a lot due to a horrible breakup. I was heavily trauma bonded and in my last semester in college, so I kept partying. I would even get into random people's cars to keep partying as well. I never did anything with anyone though, because that's just me, and it pains me to think that I allowed for this to happen. I legit could have been kidnapped or something. I have slowly stopped drinking, and it's been a month and 7 days without drinking, so since New Year's Eve, I have been going to the gym for 8 months as well. I honestly just feel like venting right now because overthinking has made an appearance, and I hate it. A flaw I have is that I feel so much guilt and blame myself sometimes for the stupid choices I've made. Thankfully I don't drink anymore, and I feel much more healed from my past relationship. One thing that bothers me through is that I had gotten very close to a roommate I recently had. She's a few years older than me but we bonded. Her mother is in her 50s and divorced and has a boyfriend. One night we visited her hometown and stayed at her mom's. We were drinking with some of my roommate's friends, and I was outside with the mom and the boyfriend. They both tried to take advantage of me. They tried to sleep with me. I kept saying I wanted to go, but they wouldn't let me. The mom would try to kiss me, and at one point the guy and I kissed, and I flinched back in disgust. The mom made me promise to not say anything to her daughter. They let me go, but the guy follows me to the bedroom and I closed the door on him. 3 hours later my roommate and another friend, Taylor, left. They had to work but it's remote. I confided in Taylor first, and he didn't comfort me much. He even implied that I caused this to happen. Later he said sorry. Then I told my roommate and broke down. She was furious. 2 days later I had a seizure and was covered in hives. However, later on my roommate would casually talk about her mom, as if she never did anything. I should have said something. I'm glad I moved out. I cared about her, and don't know if I should cut ties. I'm sorry this is long. I needed to get it out of my chest. I hate how all of this stuff happened to me. I've been doing great, but tonight I just kept thinking about this. Thank you for reading. My mom battled cancer for 18 years to see me graduate school. My 21F mom, 60, have been fighting cancer to see me graduate, and I only learned the whole truth yesterday. For some background story, my mom got diagnosed with breast cancer in 2005. Ever since I could remember, I would always go with her to hospitals, see her get many treatments, and always see the look of disappointment on her face when nothing ever worked. The more I grew up, the more odd I found her situation to be. No one with breast cancer went through what she did. 5 months ago her condition became worse than it ever was, and 3 days ago her body completely crashed. She is now sleeping in the hospital until she goes forever. She was in so much pain, and it was decided that it's best to give her medications that will ease the pain and just let her sleep. Now here comes what I learned yesterday. Apparently before we took her to hospital, while I was in my room, she told my uncle to explain everything to me. This is what he told me while driving me to the hospital. When my mom was diagnosed in 2005, her cancer was spread to her bones, and they gave her 5 years to live. She told my uncle that day, I don't care what we just heard, I'm going to see my daughter graduate. This broke me on the spot. It made many things make more sense, and I finally understood why she never explained properly after I asked so many times. He also told me that, before going to the hospital, she told him, do you remember what I told you then? For me that's it. I don't need to continue anymore. She battled so hard her whole life just to see me graduate, just to see that I will be okay, and she did. I'm broken. I learned the truth too late and now she couldn't even hear me say how much I love her. I've never met or heard about someone more incredible than her, and I'm so proud to have such a strong, wonderful mother. I just wanted to share her story. Even in hospitals here they use her as a prime example to how strong a person can be if they have a strong mind. I don't even know how to say goodbye to someone who gave everything just for me. She just looks like she's in a deep sleep and that she will wake up any moment now. But I know I'm never going to hear her voice again. Thank you for reading, and I love you so much, Mom. Edit. Hey everyone, I just wanted to say thank you for all of these comments. I'm completely overwhelmed, and I've been reading them to my mom, hoping they reach her. I first want to say I'm so sorry to all the people in this thread who relates. I love all of you. You are so strong. Please know I read each and every one of your comments. It is currently 1 AM and I'm keeping an eye on my mom. We were told she has less than 48 hours, and all I've been doing is stare at her heartbeat monitor and hold her hand, waiting for it to happen. I listened to everything you said, and I've been telling her how much I love and care for her. I told her my future plans, everything that I feel, and I know she heard me. I'm emotionally and mentally messy, and I'm probably typing everything wrong, but seriously thank you so much. You have no idea how helpful and impactful your comments have been. I don't know how to use Reddit, and I don't know if this is the best way to update, but thank you. Edit 2. This will sadly be my last update. Few hours after my first edit, my beautiful mother took her last breath in front of me and passed away. I'm happy I got to read to her many of the comments here. So many people came to her funeral today. I was overwhelmed. Everyone loved her so much, and she was so important to all of us. I'm sure she will still look at us from above, keeping us safe. I will work harder than ever and make her even prouder than before. I will forever miss you, my beautiful sweet mom, whose heart was bigger than all.